A major chapter in NFL history has officially come to a close. Mike Tomlin has stepped down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, ending a 19-year run that reshaped one of football's most tradition-driven franchises. The decision marks the end of an era not just in Pittsburgh but across the league. Mike Tomlin didn't simply coach for nearly 2 decades. He became part of the Steelers' identity. His departure represents one of the rare moments when stability itself changes. When Tomlin was hired in 2007, he arrived with high expectations and immediate skepticism. At 34 years old, he became the youngest head coach in the NFL. He was also stepping into one of the league's most demanding jobs, replacing Bill Cowher and inheriting a locker room built to win immediately. Few coaches survived that transition. Tomlin thrived in it. From the start, he brought a calm authority that never relied on theatrics. He didn't chase headlines. He didn't publicly second guess players. He set standards, enforced accountability, and kept his teams competitive regardless of circumstance. That consistency defined his tenure. Over 19 seasons, Mike Tomlin never had a losing record. In an era marked by constant coaching turnover, rebuilds, and short term thinking, that streak stands as one of the most remarkable achievements in modern professional sports. It wasn't built on luck. It was built on preparation, adaptability, and leadership. Tomlin led the Steelers to a Super Bowl championship early in his career and returned them to another title game just a few years later. But his legacy isn't defined solely by trophies, it's defined by relevance. Year after year, the Steelers entered seasons with expectations, not excuses. He navigated quarterback transitions, roster turnover, injuries, and changing offensive and defensive philosophies without ever losing control of the locker room. Players respected him, veterans trusted him, younger players responded to him. That kind of leadership doesn't show up in box scores. Mike Tomlin also became one of the most recognizable voices in the NFL. His press conferences were direct, measured, and often memorable without being inflammatory. He didn't sugarcoat reality, but he never undermined his team publicly. In a media environment built on reaction, Tomlin stayed composed. That steadiness mirrored the franchise he represented. The Steelers are known for continuity. Before Tomlin, the team had only two head coaches over nearly 4 decades. Tomlin extended that legacy while modernizing it. He proved that stability didn't mean stagnation, it meant evolution without chaos. His ability to adapt kept the Steelers competitive even as the league changed around them. Defensive identities shifted, offensive schemes evolved, player empowerment increased. Tomlin managed all of it while maintaining authority and trust. Stepping down after 19 seasons raises inevitable questions, but this moment doesn't feel abrupt. It feels intentional. Coaching at that level demands more than preparation and strategy. It requires constant emotional investment, year after year, season after season. Stepping away doesn't diminish Tomlin's legacy, it underscores it. Knowing when to exit is part of leadership. For the Steelers, the challenge now is unprecedented in the modern era. Replacing Mike Tomlin isn't about finding the next coach, it's about redefining continuity. Whoever steps into the role inherits not just a roster, but a culture built over decades. That transition will be watched closely across the league. For players who spent their careers under Tomlin, this moment will resonate deeply. Many were drafted by him, developed by him, trusted by him. His influence shaped how they approached the game and their careers. Around the NFL, Tomlin's impact extends far beyond Pittsburgh. He became a model for leadership, particularly in moments of adversity. He demonstrated that authority and empathy are not opposites, that discipline and respect can coexist. His tenure also carried historical significance. As one of the league's longest serving head coaches, Tomlin broke barriers while rarely discussing them. He focused on performance, not narrative, results, not symbolism. That approach earned universal respect. As for what comes next, Tomlin hasn't signaled immediate plans. Whether he chooses rest, broadcasting, front office work, or another coaching opportunity, his influence on the game is already secure. Coaches with his resume don't disappear from football, they reshape how it's understood. For now, the moment belongs to reflection. 19 years, no losing seasons, one Super Bowl title, multiple playoff runs, countless players developed, a franchise kept competitive through generational change. Mike Tomlin didn't just coach the Steelers, he stewarded them. His departure marks the end of a rare era of continuity in professional sports, one that may not be replicated anytime soon. For Pittsburgh, the road forward begins without a familiar presence on the sideline. For the NFL, it's a reminder that even the most stable foundations eventually shift. Mike Tomlin steps away, leaving the Steelers better than he found them, and leaving a standard that will define the franchise long after his final season on the sideline, and that may be the clearest measure of his legacy.